Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Turchi, Plymouth Whitemarsh High School Distinguished Graduate and Pediatrician at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children, and you're watching CITV.
Today we are honoring 400 students that were able to achieve honor roll last year for both semesters. A couple years ago when I started, I was charged with pulling off the academic awards for 400 students, and I decided that I wanted to get a little creative. So we do have a lot of parents and families with us, and we're so grateful to have you here. Just want to explain to you, instead of having each child come up, because there are 400 of them, we decided to get a little creative. And prior to this assembly, I sent out a form, a Google form, which the students filled out about their time in Colonial School District. So today, you're going to hear from some very important people in your child's life, through elementary school all the way up to their current PW career. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. In a few minutes, we're going to have our special guests come out, and you're going to see why they were so important to your child and how your child has successfully gotten to where they are in their academic career. We're very, very proud of all of our students, and we hope that you enjoyed today's format. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Makayla Turner, who is going to sing the National Anthem. So please rise, Ms. Makayla.
Dude! You're the best. Woo! It's good to see you. Big statement.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, an amazing job. Thank you very much. Parents and students, welcome to the 2017 Academic Awards. As Ms. King mentioned, over 400 students being recognized today, which is quite an accomplishment. Give our students a round of applause, please. Parents, a couple thank yous to you. Number one, your flexibility as you transition into high school. As you can see, we were so fortunate to have the support of the board to partake in a renovation project. The building looks amazing. We're almost there. Parents and students, obviously patience. The front area will be complete by October, but it's been amazing. It's one of the best starts to the school year we've had since I've been here at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Really has made quite a difference in our culture and our climate at PW. Also want to thank the parents here this afternoon for all of your support. I think you are obviously a major part to your child's success. They're here today, many long nights, evenings, driving around, sure, from sport to sport or club to club, activity to activity. So dedication on your part. So let's give students, your parents, guardians here, grandparents, family, a big round of applause, and a thank you to them. Students, I want to congratulate all of you. As Ms. King said, 400 of you, one of every 4 students at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School is in the auditorium today, recognized for quite an achievement. I know many of you, looking around the room, rigorous courses, AP, honors, really stretching yourselves as we ask you to do within your schedule, and to have a B or above on all of your classes that you're taking in a full year is quite amazing, especially the course load that you have. So congratulations to all of you. There are only a handful of times you'll be recognized in some capacity, and this is one, so embrace it and enjoy the moment. Once again, congratulations. I'm going to move the program along. We do have some very, very special guests from K-12 that are here today to speak with you. And I'll turn over to Ms. King right now, and she'll introduce our first guest. Thank you.
All right, so as Dr. Bacani just said, without further ado, we're going to get into our special guests here. So we're going to start off with Conshohocken Elementary School, and our special guest today is Mrs. Lisa Watkins.
Hi, I have taught for over 20 years at Conshohocken Elementary, and I'd like to say congratulations for earning the right to be in this auditorium today. It's not a small honor. It is a huge message to you in that it lets you know that you have the smarts, the drive, and the study skills to be where your teachers and of course your parents and hopefully yourself would like you to be. If you can succeed like this last year, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't do the same for the rest of your high school career. This kind of drive just doesn't go away on its own. You have to let it get away by not putting forth the same energy you did in your previous years. Keep organized and continue to be dedicated to making the most out of this amazing opportunity to be a distinguished graduate of the Colonial School District. Good luck and keep making the smart choices. Thank you.
One of Mrs. Watkins' students wrote this about her. Ever since I met Ms. Watkins in first grade, I knew that her classroom was a safe place to explore and expand my education. When I arrived on the first day of third grade and found she would be my teacher again, I was ecstatic to be back in her learning environment. Mrs. Watkins was and continues to be a role model for her students, as well as a resource for kids who are looking to develop their passion for learning. She shaped me into the student I am academically and the person I am morally. Thank you, Haley. And up next, we have Plymouth Elementary School, and our special guest is Mrs. Gail Sagal.
Good afternoon. It is such an honor and a privilege to be standing here before you today. Believe it or not, this is not just a proud moment for you, but as equally proud for me as well. I went into teaching with the hopes of inspiring young students, making education and wanting kids to learn. Today I feel as though my goal has been fulfilled. Now all of you who are sitting here are the true honorees. Every one of you has made a big accomplishment since our time back in first grade. I am proud of you for having goals and working toward them and for not giving up. I congratulate and celebrate you now and in the future. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And some reminders for the future. Be true to yourself. We learn from our mistakes. Follow your dreams, even if your dreams change. Work hard, but take time to breathe. Always show good manners. Never lose the love of learning. And always, always be kind. Thank you.
One of Mrs. Segal's students said, Plymouth Elementary was the place to be, and to me, that was due to Mrs. Segal. Not only did she manage to give every one of us attention that a first grader wants, but she specialized it based on what we needed. Personally, she challenged me to read books at a higher reading level than I thought I could handle. She's constantly willing to go out of her way to help someone who's struggling in any aspect of their life, not just academically. The environment she created in the classroom made learning fun and making friends easy. At the end of the year, everybody in the class stamped their hand and signed their names on pillowcases, one for each of us, that read, "When it's time to go to sleep, instead of counting silly sheep, I'll count the friends I've made in Mrs. Segal's first grade." Even now, some of my current friendships can be traced back to that class. Congratulations. Our next special guest is from Ridge Park Elementary School. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to you Mrs. Linda Collins.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Collins, and I teach third grade at Ridge Park Elementary. I cannot tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to be a guest speaker at this ceremony that's actually honoring all of you today. And even more so, what an honor and a privilege it is to know that I'm here because you've chosen me as one of the people that has made an impact on you during your time as a student in Colonial School District. I would like to begin by reading a quote that was written a few years ago, 2009 to be exact, by a teacher that I personally know who spent every day of her entire teaching career on a mission to inspire every student she taught. This is what she said: "I strive every day to be a voice of inspiration to my students in many ways, but most importantly, I strive to inspire them to want to learn and grow together. I inspire them to want to be lifelong learners by sharing and modeling my passion for learning. Equally as important, I also inspire them to respect one another and to work together cooperatively and collaboratively. In my efforts to accomplish this, I let them know I believe in them and have high expectations for them so that they in turn set those same standards for themselves. This includes their academic, social, and emotional well-being. I firmly believe that all students are capable of accomplishing this, and that if they know you believe in them, they will believe in themselves and will therefore be inspired to learn and grow to their fullest potential." Well, I can assure you that this teacher's mission was accomplished. And how do I know that? Well, the teacher that wrote that was me. And how do I know that my mission was accomplished? Well, just look around this room. It's filled with students who have obviously been inspired to accomplish so many things and to do it to their fullest potential. And knowing I was a part of that for some of you means more to me than you'll ever know. One of the ways that I tried to inspire my students to believe that they could be all that they wanted to be was through one of my favorite books, The Little Engine That Could. It's a classic that's been around since the 1930s. Whether or not you were in my third grade class, you probably remember the book. It was about a train that needed an engine to get toys and food to boys and girls on the other side of a mountain. But while a big strong engine and a shiny new engine said, "I can't," or "I won't," a little blue engine who was encouraged to believe in himself said, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." Sure, those words sound familiar to some of you. And well, you all know the ending where he proudly said, "I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could." He believed he could, and he did. I use the lesson from that book every year to inspire students in my class to never say I can't or I won't, but rather to always say, I can or I'll try. This book was not only about believing in yourself, but it was also about optimism and hard work. So just like the little engine that could, so can you. Keep believing in yourself, keep climbing mountains. As for the little blue engine, mission accomplished, and yours can be too. Just think of yourself as the little blue engine carrying that heavy load that pays off for everybody in the end. If you're sitting here today, your payoff has already begun and will only continue to grow. That little blue engine with its optimism and hard work make a difference for himself and for so many others. and so will you. Congratulations to all of you for being here, and best of luck on your future endeavors.
And a little something extra about Mrs. Colantonio from Ava Redding. Mrs. Colantonio was one of my teachers that I remember changed my outlook on school. She accomplished the goal that not all teachers can achieve. She made me want to learn and want to strive for A's on my tests. I thank her for teaching me my multiplication tables and many other third grade lessons. But most importantly, I thank her for being such an influential person in my life and hope she continues to impact many others as much as she did for me. Congratulations. As we move along to the last of our elementary schools, we have our special guest from Whitemarsh Elementary School. A lot of you will know him. His name is Mr. Jared Gamble.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Mrs. King and Dr. Makayla for having me here today. It is a tremendous accomplishment for all of you sitting in this room this afternoon. As adults, parents, teachers, we like to tell stories of how hard it was when we were kids. We like to talk about how school was harder, rules were stricter, and for some reason we were always walking uphill both ways. Sometimes it was snowing. Things were more difficult back in our day. But I don't think that there's anyone in this room that would admit as an adult that the K-12 academic program that we went through is more challenging or more rigorous than what our students are going through today. And for that, this is a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. Please give yourselves a round of applause. When I received the email last week asking me to speak here today, I was honored and humbled. Immediately, I started sifting through previous speeches I'd given, previous things I'd said to students to inspire them, to motivate them. And I came to a realization as I was doing this. Today's words were not for me to inspire you, yet to thank you for inspiring me. You are the proof of why, as educators, we do what we do every single day. It was your turn today to turn the tables for us, and for me to have an opportunity to thank you for inspiring me. Your accomplishments inspire me to be my best self every single day for the students that are in front of me. Today, you remind me of what hard work and dedication can get you. The only advice that I would give you is to never stop learning and remember that your accomplishments matter. Your hard work matters, your dedication matters, not only to your future, but to the people around you. Your hard work, your dedication, and your success make those around you better. Today, I thank you for inspiring me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gamble. And a special guest coming to see you is Caroline Boria. Caroline said, Mr. Gamble consistently encouraged every student to try their best academically as well as socially and showed everyone how to be proud of their efforts and accomplishments. He also made the effort to make an individual connection with every student, helping to motivate students to work their hardest in school. To keep his class engaged, Mr. Gamble always kept a sense of humor and was overall simply a fun teacher that made learning enjoyable. Besides aiding in my academic and social aspects of life, Mr. Gamble was just one of those teachers who you felt you could go to with a problem. Whether it be a math problem or an argument on the playground, Mr. Gamble always made himself available. Finally, Mr. Gamble taught both my twin and older sister in years previous to being my teacher. Seeing the special connection he was able to make with all of us, despite all of us being completely different people, truly shows how impactful Mr. Gamble has been and will be on many students' success in their education. Congratulations. At this time, we're going to move on to Colonial Elementary School, and without further ado, I bring you Mrs. Nikki Rose. Good afternoon, students, parents, and staff. I am so honored to have been invited here today to speak to these talented students that have already achieved so much in their academic careers. And I know that this is just the beginning of such bright futures for these young people. I am truly honored to be here this afternoon to share with you a few thoughts. For those of you that don't know me or might not remember me, my name is Nikki Rose and I am a 5th grade teacher at Colonial Elementary School. I have had the privilege of teaching many of the students in this room today. When I was invited to come here today and celebrate with you your academic successes, I was humbled to discover that I was one of the teachers that when asked, students said made an impact in some way on their lives. I know I speak on behalf of all teachers when I say that this is the most rewarding part of what we do and being a teacher and so much of what we do, so much of why we do what we do. It is also the most profound compliment that any teacher can receive, especially years after actually teaching that student. So thank you for that. I wish I could say that I prepared some really catchy poem to share with you or some fun song lyrics, but I didn't. I just have a few words of advice that I hope you can take away with you and that will hopefully help continue your already evident success. First, set goals. Set goals, achieve goals, make new goals, and repeat. Set your expectations high. Constantly challenge yourself and work so hard to achieve goals that you set. Believe in yourself, even if it seems nobody else does. But what if you fail? And you might. Get back up and try again, harder. Goals will drive you, motivate you, and will help you be the best you that you can be. Be present. Life moves quickly, at lightning speed, really. You don't see that now, I'm sure. You might even be counting down the days until the end of the week, the school year, or even to the end of your high school career. Try not to. Someday you will want nothing more than for life to slow down, for time to freeze. This I promise you. Try to be present, to stay in the moment, and to make each and every one of those moments count. Make memories with your friends. Spend time with your families. Be kind to everyone, for you do not know their story. Choose a career that you love and make a difference in the world, because you can. Everyone can. Focus not on what you can't do, but rather on what you can do. Congratulations to all of the students for this incredible academic achievement and to your families and teachers that have helped and supported you along the way and will continue to do so. I would like to wish each of you continued success in all that you do in school and in life. And on that warm day in June, which by the way is one of my favorite things that I get to do every year, I will walk in graduation with the Plymouth Whitemarsh High School graduates. So whether for you that will be this year or next, or even the year after, I will be there cheering you on alongside of your teachers and families, watching with pride, knowing that your lives are just beginning, your future is so bright, and your dreams just waiting for you to make them come true. Thank you. Mrs. Rose had a huge impact on my high school experience, but also my life in general. Amongst the daily lessons, she taught me how to love learning. She pushed me forward because she knew it would pay off one day, and she never gave up. She gave me the confidence I needed to be the best version of myself and made me believe in my own creative and intellectual abilities. Her genuine and yielding, non-judgmental support helped me become the person I am today, and for that I am forever grateful. Thank you, Mrs. Rose. Lovely, Maddie. Thank you. And now on to middle school. Joining us as our very special guest from CMS is Mr.
Good afternoon, fine students and their colonial families. Thank you for inviting me here today. I thought a lot about what brief remarks I would like to make. Apparently, you thought enough about me to nominate me as someone who may have inspired you in your time at Colonial. As you know, or may know, I read a lot about optimism, and a couple of years ago, I was reading a book by Barbara Fredrickson when I came across a common word, but in a new context. Fredrickson was describing positive emotions when she mentioned Elevation. Here's one description. Elevation is an emotion elicited by witnessing virtuous acts of remarkable goodness. It is experienced as a distinct feeling of warmth and expansion that is accompanied by appreciation and affection for the individual whose exceptional conduct is being observed. Elevation motivates those who experience it to open up to, affiliate with, and assist others. Elevation makes an individual feel lifted up and optimistic about humanity. So as I think back to my first year at Colonial Middle School, I don't think I was the best teacher, but each year I witnessed your virtual acts of remarkable goodness. It inspired me to be better. So if I am here today, it has everything to do with your character, your effort, and the awe I felt when you were in my class. Thank you all so much for the support and love and gratitude you still show me. Yet again, you elevate me. Thank you.
And I'd like to invite up Makayla Turner, who said, "Mr. Taylor is undoubtedly the most influential teacher I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Even though I had him in middle school, there are so many vivid memories I have from his gifted enrichment class. I remember exploring concepts of the universe and creation, the abstract nature and simplicity of beauty, and the power and persuasion of rhetoric. These were all concepts that, as an 8th grader, had held weight in the back of my mind, but had never been explored beyond a rambling consciousness. Under Mr. Taylor's direction, I was able to see and form ideas outside of myself. I got to reach far beyond the rigid class structures I had previously experienced, but most of all, he was a friend. At the end of my 8th grade year, he wrote a letter to the class, but in the margin at the bottom of mine, he wrote, "Makayla, your thoughts and ideas always held value. Keep sharing your light." Mr. Taylor is a big part of that light, and today I get to share it with him. Congratulations. And those of you who know our special guest from the high school will know that I did tell her to keep it under 5 minutes maybe? May get close, but without further ado, from our very own Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, we have Mrs. Hoffman.
Good afternoon, students, parents, and staff. It's an honor to be here. Thank you all for taking the time in the afternoon to attend. I know that I am absolutely humbled and honored to be here to share this wonderful occasion with all of you. Students, again, this is a wonderful achievement that you're being recognized for, and you should be enormously proud of your accomplishment. I would actually like to share with you students a few personal anecdotes and share with you a question that has really become an integral part of my daily life. And it's one that actually started with my parents, and it carries on to this day. So, way back in the decade, the 90s, I was where you are. I was in high school. And without fail, I would walk home at the end of every day and walk in my front door. My mom was there in the kitchen preparing dinner and always would ask me, "Honey, what did you learn today?" I'm sure many of you are faced with that question as well. To appease her, I would usually just rattle off something. The quadratic formula, Mom, completing the square, how to write a thesis. And I thought that that was it. But then when my dad came home from work about an hour later, I was faced with that question once again. "Hey kiddo, what did you learn today?" Once again, I would appease him by trying to state something specific that I learned that day. "I don't know, Dad, something cool in chemistry, Avogadro's law, maybe it's avocado, I don't remember, molecules." And sadly, I will admit that there were times that I just dismissed their question with the usual teenage, nothing. When I went up to college, I was coming home to roommates. They didn't seem to care at all about what I learned. And at first that seemed kind of nice. I think we were all just too obsessed with our GPAs and trying to make sure that it maintained something above a 3.92 or something crazy. So their questions, if they asked at all, were things like, hey, what did you get on that test? How did you do on that paper? What grade did you get? And it just wasn't the same as the question that my parents would ask me when I entered the door coming home after being in high school. At the time, I didn't even realize how much I missed hearing that question from them. Fast forward to my late 20s, I was now here at PW teaching, and typical, I would come home after work and my husband would ask the classic question, hey Kendra, how was work? And I think he probably got sick of hearing me say the robotic answers of, it was good, it was a long day, no, it was okay. He would get that same automatic response almost every day. Once in a while, there would be a little something colorful in there. And I think he got so sick of hearing that question, and I don't think he was in cahoots with my parents, but I will never forget the shock when one day I walked home, and instead of asking me how my day at work was, my husband said, well, what did you learn today at school? I honestly could not believe that he was asking me that question. And he smirked and he said, I mean, you do go to school every day. So what did you learn? And he has asked me that question every single day for the past decade. And students, what I would like to share with you are some of the answers, and these are real answers that I have given him in response throughout the years. I told him that I've learned that contrary to what some people think, teenagers should not be labeled the selfie generation, even though you're often like this. Because in all honesty, what I have seen are students that are so generous with their time and their energy and their talent, and they apply those talents to causes and projects that are meaningful not only here in the building, but in our community at large. I've also told him that I've learned that our students at PW are without question some of the most innovative thinkers, best problem solvers, and most creative people that I have ever known. And guys, I know a lot of people, okay? So it's a lot. And thanks to my PW kids, I've learned how to text with my thumbs. So now I'm not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. And I have learned, and I have been comforted by the fact that you, our students, have two of the most important qualities, in my opinion, that are needed to lead a life well lived. You have passion, and you have compassion. And for these two things especially, I am grateful. Our future is in very good, very capable hands if it is in yours. So I encourage you, no matter what path you choose in life, to regularly ask yourself the question, what did I learn today? Don't wait for someone else to ask you. And please make sure that the answer is never, nothing. Because I promise you, there is always, always something. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hoffman. I'm going to bring up Megan, and she said this about you. From the first day of freshman English in Mrs. Hoffman's class, I knew that she was going to be one of those teachers that I was really bond with. Having English fifth block isn't always something to look forward to. However, it wasn't bad knowing Hoff was my teacher. When going over grammar, she told us straight up that it would be boring. But she also made sure we knew what we were doing and always provided colorful keys to help guide. Ms. Hoffman is also the advisor of the Cancer Awareness Club, in which I am an officer. With being in the club, I still get to share that bond we created in 9th grade. From having her as my 9th grade English teacher, I knew she would be someone I could go anything throughout the rest of my years at PW. Congratulations. Before I bring up one of our students to speak to you, I do want to explain for all of the students and parents in the audience, behind the stage is a very different story than on stage. Our special guests here are just as nervous as any of you would be coming up here to speak. And they express to me their really true feelings when they're back there. And often I hear them say, you have no idea how much of an honor it is to have students who are in high school remember the things that I taught them when they were in elementary, 4th, 5th, middle school, and even in high school. So I want you to understand that although we're honoring you today, all 400 of you, you're actually honoring them, and it is a very, very big deal that they hear from you what impact they've made on your lives. And just as a further note, we take all of the responses that you've given through that survey, and throughout the year, I will send those responses to your teachers in all of the other schools, and I get a lot of responses back to them saying, thank you so much, because maybe it was a bad day and I got that stack in the mailbox, or just really brightened my day to hear from some of my students that have gone on to high school, and it's a wonderful thing. So thank you for taking the time to share those thoughts with your teachers, and thank you for being here today. But we're not finished. Right now I'm going to bring up a very special individual. We have Jake Welsh, and he's the president of our National Honor Society. So let's give him a
Hello parents, staff, and students in attendance for today's special day of recognition. Each and every student in this room has worked incredibly hard to complete this academic achievement, and all of you should be extremely proud of yourselves. With that being said, it's very important that we all recognize those who have given us the opportunity to be as academically successful as we are. Whether it's motivating us, pushing us to do better, yelling at us about a bad grade, or just doing the little things to get us where we need to be, we all must take a moment to thank the parents and family that stand before us today. For the students in the room, I encourage you all to continue this outstanding academic success and aim to be a member of the National Honor Society if you are not already. I truly believe that the sky's the limit for all of us in this room, and with the proper work ethic and dedication as displayed through this academic achievement, we will all be successful. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to bring up two of our students. They are juniors at the high school to sing and lead everyone in our alma mater. Makayla and
Oh, may the ties that bind us carry through the years with a belief in God and freedom, future without fears. For this is our heritage from our patriots true, instilled by you the red and blue of Plymouth Whitemarsh High. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, I would also like to thank Mr. Cooper, who has worked with our girls today to provide our music, and I would like to thank Mrs. McCarthy, who works alongside of me to put this event together. All of our special guests that have been here to talk to you today, all of our students, and again, a lot of our guests have spoken to you, the parents and family as well, because without all of you, this would not have been possible.